Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode. And today we are calling all the fangirls to the episode. And today we have a special guest, Kelsey.
Hi.
Kelsey is one of our besties for the resties. So, of course, we had to have her on today because it's a fangirl episode. So, Kelsey, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I don't know. I don't want to sound like a student. I was going to say my major is communications with a minor in marketing. I don't know. I've known Elizabeth since basically when I was younger. She didn't know me, but I knew of her.
Stalker.
I'm
perfect for this episode.
Right.
We can go into the first impressions of each other if you want.
Yeah, we
Just to
should.
get the dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Elizabeth, her family owned a restaurant at the time, and my family would go there almost every weekend. It was so good. But I knew that the owners had a younger daughter, and she was the same age as me. So I knew of her, but I never talked to her. And then Kennedy, we met through a mutual friend. Yeah, we met through a mutual friend, and I really got closer with her when we had a birthday party for that friend, and I guess we just liked the vibes of each other.
Yeah.
So we just kept talking and stuff. Yeah.
And now you're stuck with us.
Good.
Third person of the Holy Trinity group.
Yes. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Is that? Yeah. Should we also say our first impressions?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I don't really remember because I've known Liz since elementary school. Yeah, we just were in the same class, had the same friends, and so yeah, we just hit it off. And then in middle school, we didn't go to the same school. She was a private school baby. And then in high school, we ended up in the same gym class with, the same mutual friend that me and Kelsey had. And we just kind of, we just rekindled from there. And we've been friends since. And then Kelsey, yeah, you already heard it from her point of view. Honestly, yeah, birthday party, I guess, is when we got close. I just remember us having the same, history class in 8th grade.
Yes.
Yeah. And we sat at the same table, so that's when I feel like we started to talk.
I feel like Kelsey, I don't really remember, exactly when I first met Kelsey. I know it was freshman year of high school.
Freshman year?
Was it not?
I thought it was sophomore when we had that algebra class with me, you, and
Okay,
Jill.
so I
Maybe
think
that's when I
sophomore
got
year
closer.
we got close.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had that class.
Okay.
And then freshman year, I
remember seeing you
Yeah.
because you were friends with Jill.
And then I was being introduced into the friend group, but I wasn't super close to Kelsey. But yeah, sophomore year is when we got close because we had that math class. It was me and Jill was struggling and Kelsey was thriving.
Wow. Look at Kelsey being good at math.
The only time I ever was.
So yeah, so those were our first impressions. Obviously, we're still friends now. Imagine we really hated each other. That would be awkward.
That would be a time where me and Jill. I did not like Jill.
Jill listening to this
Sounds like we need to have Jill on here.
Right, we need to have Jill on to squash the beef. But anyways, so now we're gonna get into our favorites of the week, and I'm not going first, so what do y'all do?
I'll go. So I have an update from my last week where I was talking about playing pickleball. That's my favorite of this week. I have improved. I'm able to hit the ball now across the net to my partner over there.
Yay.
I even this past week I went to go play with Jill, and we were playing with these two random guys, and then the one that I was playing with, we ended up winning the game. And honestly, half of the mistakes were on his part, so I've improved at pickleball, and now it's my favorite thing of the week.
See, it's always me messing up. Kelsey,
Okay.
yeah, Kelsey, you can share.
So the first one I have is a braided ponytail. So for the listeners who don't know what I look like, I have really long hair. It's almost to my butt now. It's a little thick too, so I just kind of get tired of putting it in a regular ponytail, so I've been braiding it just to add a little spice. And then my second one is Aveeno Skin Therapy. Okay, so y'all, if you all don't know, Aveeno is almost one of the best brands for lotion, moisturizer, stuff like that. And my skin is always dry, and it's the peeling type of dry. So the Skin Therapy Balm has really helped me. So shout out to them.
Slay. Kelsey got inches for real. Now on to my favorites. I have too many as always. So first is spending time with friends, Always got to fill my cup up with that. I actually just saw Liz and Joe the other day. We went to Lexington and we just had a day. I tried matcha for the first time. We walked around the Summit, which is like a shopping place if you don't know. I tried. Oh, wait, I already said I tried matcha.
I'm like trying to think of what else we did.
Yeah. Oh, we ate.
Oh,
Yeah. We ate. Of course we did. And now it was just a vibe. And then obviously, a couple weeks ago, we played tennis, us three and Jill. You can see there's a lot of reoccurring characters here. But yeah. And then next, I've been obsessed with my Munchies Flamin' Hot Mix. If you don't know about it, get into the know. It's so good. And like, I used to not really like hot stuff because it made my stomach hurt. But I feel like it doesn't really anymore. So I've been eating those up. And then next on YouTube, I've been obsessed with travel vlogs. Ever since the summer I started, like, that's all I've been watching. So if y'all need some travel vlog recs, I got y'all.
And now we're going to move into our pop culture trends and trendy topics. And these topics that we picked out are perfect for, like, us three. We have a little side group chat. We mentioned it before, the Holy Trinity. And we just be sending each other TikToks of these topics this past week. So, first up, The Summer I Turned Pretty has released some filming pics. There's a little duo that we've been seeing.
Yep.
Steven and Taylor.
Mhm.
Yep.
What are our thoughts?
They look so good.
They do. There's like a glow up. It's like a group
Yes,
cast glow
yes,
up.
yes.
It's like they didn't plan it, but like you can tell through like the hair. Like
Mhm.
Steven's hair is like wavy. It used to be like
Yes,
flat. Like
and
first season, it was terrible.
Even Taylor's hair looks a bit different.
Yes.
I was on the Taylor hate train.
Yes, but then like
but-
the second season, like
Mhm.
after she like broke up with her boyfriend or
Yeah.
whatever, she's like started growing on me.
I'm opening up to her.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like looking it up because I like forgot what the pictures looked like for a second.
I think it was like them two like sitting down together.
Yeah.
It was very like beachy vibes kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I've seen like some sneak shots of like people from afar taking
Oh,
pictures
yeah?
of like their outfits,
Mhm.
and they look really cute.
Yeah, Belly.
Like she was wearing like a red. I don't know if it was a 2-piece or just a dress. but
Yeah, I think it was
really
a
cute.
2-piece.
No, because that
Mhm.
last season I feel like her outfits and makeup was going through it. So
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
some that I just didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were some that were good, like the roller skating fit.
That one
Like,
was
for the
actually,
party.
it wasn't bad. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Aerie though.
Oh yeah.
Like the sports type of like athleisure type.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
need to rewatch because I can't even remember
There was
the
like
roller
that,
skating
that
scene.
green top and like the jeans or something when they were in the costume store, or the party store. or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, that was a cute one.
Yeah.
The one that was like Connie baby, like
Yeah.
that scene. Yep. That's how I remember stuff. And then also some Stranger Things filming pics have came out as well.
I can't even remember the last time the Stranger Things season came out. I feel like it was a couple years ago.
Dude, was it
It was like
2022?
I feel like it was.
Yeah,
I feel it
something
was,
like
getting
that.
out of COVID.
yeah.
Yeah, they need to speed up the process.
I think-
Gosh.
Yeah, I think it was before our sophomore year that it came out.
Yeah, it was because I remember I was listening to that one song where
Never ending story.
Yeah,
Oh,
was it-
no.
Oh, the
No,
Kate
the-
Bush one?
Yes,
Yeah,
where
oh,
she's
running up
folded.
the hill.
Yeah, running up the
I was
hill,
thinking- 'cause I
yes.
remember I was at that Planet Fitness, the free teen summer.
Oh Lord.
That was what I would be listening to.
Wow, that was a moment, and I remember I cried during it.
It was
But-
just so like some parts were not needed. Like why was he singing when they were about to like die?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Gayton?
Oh, in season 4?
What
Or season
are we
3.
on?
Oh, that was the third season. Season 4 is when they went to like
with
California.
the camp girl.
Yeah, in the
yes.
Russian?
Yes.
Y'all,
Gosh,
it's
I got them mixed up.
Oh.
My bad.
That's how
No.
you know they're taking too
Yeah.
long.
But yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be released until like 2026,
Because
probably
didn't they
2025.
like increase the time jump or whatever? Make it
Mhm.
like
Yeah, there's gonna be
further
a time
into-
jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so old.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They can only do so much with CGI.
Yeah, no, literally.
So our next trendy topic is there's this trend going around TikTok where it's like naming kids after things that you love. And then the
Yep.
next slide, it's like things that people love. And it's like, I know some that I've seen, it's that one Wattpad story, blah, 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 or that one fanfic.
Yep.
It's just like out of pocket stuff.
Yeah, and I saw one with like Drew Starkey. It was like Drew Starkey, season 3 when he's holding the cross. Yep.
Mhm.
Before it falls off the boat. And then yeah, they're really funny.
Dude, I saw one about like Dylan O'Brien in the Maze Runner.
Oh,
when he was, like,
yes,
I
slid
saw that
under.
one.
Yeah.
Like before like it closed or whatever. That one was really funny.
No,
Yeah.
because that trend, it's eating it up. And
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen this one. It's kind of similar. Might be a little PG-13. But it's like a tweet, and it's like sitting in his lap with Hilmy, and then just like a hot celebrity.
Yes,
Yep,
yes.
those been good
I
too.
found those too.
Yep, too good. So now we're gonna get into what we are watching. So, Kelsey, I'm gonna let you go first. What have you been watching?
I'm a big podcast girly, but like I prefer watching them on YouTube if they have the option of like the video format. So I love Suburb Talks. Like I got into them when COVID started, and they like that was when they were like posting more like car videos and on actual podcasts. So like when they did start, I was there. Call me a number one fan.
She's an OG.
But I love them, and I love their dynamic because it's like the majority of them grew up together. So like they knew each other since like middle school maybe. They're still friends now, which I really like. Kind of reminds me of us.
She manifested.
Right, she manifested.
Exactly. And then next one is Pretty Basic. I think Kennedy has talked about how she watches Pretty X Unfiltered, but they're not like basically unfiltered.
Yeah.
For copyright reasons.
You're right.
But Pretty Basic is with just like Alicia and Remy, and I really like them. I've started watching like their daily vlogs too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I didn't realize that they had a podcast together.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's funny. I be actually like laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And then I have been back on my TV grind. I started watching Sex in the City. I feel like if you like Gossip Girl, you'll like this show. I mean, there's like two completely different like plots, but like similar vibes because they're both set in New York City. And I really like the way it's told. Yeah, just watch it. It's worth the hype.
Have you finished it?
No.
I'm gonna need you to finish it and text me your reaction to the end.
Oh, to Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Wait, you've watched it?
Mm-hmm.
All
I
the way
watched
to
it
the
like
end?
a long time
Oh.
ago. Mm-hmm. The show, right? Not like the movie.
Yeah, the show. Oh gosh, that makes me nervous. And then next is Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. Now, one thing about me is Pretty Little Liars was my stuff in middle school and high school, and I've seen like all the different spin-offs after it, but Pretty Little Liars Original Sin is like way better than the other things because it's like it's still like in the same universe, but it's a different town, different story. And I don't know, I just really liked it. I will say the second season low-key is giving like Riverdale in the sense of like why we get into like paranormal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I still like it though. But the first one's really good. Like it had oh boy from Grand Army, Brian Altimus, whatever. And then it actually has another guy from Grand Army this season. And then it has what's his face? Chip. Well, that's his name in the show, but he's from Magnolia, Sweet Magnolias, the brother.
The older one?
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know any of their real names, but yeah. So those are both really good, especially if you like horror. You would like that show. So yeah.
I've been watching, well, my TV show is still This Is Us, you know, nothing new there. But this past week I was watching the Hunger Games movies because they were on Netflix, but I didn't finish them in time.
Oh.
I left off on the third one, and then it got taken off of Netflix like yesterday. But when it got taken off, I was watching the Divergent series with my mom, and we watched the first two movies. And yeah, that's what I've been watching. I've been in like that futuristic movie watching realm.
I never watched the Divergent movies.
See, I watched the first one and I was obsessed with Theo James. But I hadn't watched the other two, and I was watching them. Honestly, not gonna lie, they're kind of slow, but I'm persevering through.
I never got the hype about Theo James. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
But,
think he's cute, but like my
He's just, like-
TikTok.
Sorry.
No, my TikTok thinks I like him way more than I do. But yeah.
No, because when I was watching the movie, I'm like looking back, like looking at him now, watching the movie, I'm like, he wasn't really that good looking. But in the moment, I was living for it. Especially that one scene where like you can see like his tattoos in the back. Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
But he's like that conventionally attractive type. And
Yeah.
I feel like he got so popular at that time because there weren't as many like conventionally looking.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I agree. And I think it's like evolved of like what is conventionally attractive.
Yep.
Because
So
now
where,
there's
like,
like
he
that
doesn't
ugly
fit
cute
in.
like
Yes.
category that's
Yep.
which I think Pete Davidson kind of started that one.
Yeah.
With like Ariana Grande, because I feel like she kind of made him like that category.
Yeah, which I'm like, why him?
Mhm.
I just think he's ugly. But anyway, not to talk about people, but that's what we do. Just not caught in 4K, but it's fine. But Next, we're gonna talk about our songs of the week. I guess I can go first. Mine is Sprinter by Central C and Dave. When I tell y'all, I have been getting into my British music recently, y'all. Like I have a whole playlist. And I've also been listening to Burna Boy. So don't be surprised if the next episode there's a Burna Boy song for it. But this week, like I said, it's Sprinter. And I'm gonna play like my little part that I like real quick.
Take a look at these diamond runners, a life is squinting, hard to stand. We pay through thick and thin, she already fixed, so I'm halfway there. Brown.
Yeah, so that's my part.
I loved when that was a TikTok trend. And and then they like draw on like the mustaches and like have the little aluminum foil for the girl. I love that one.
I'll go. So my song of the week is, perfect for, since last week we were talking about the Wallows album.
Mm-hmm.
My song of the week for this week is Calling After Me by Wallows. And here's my part. I just feel
Fire.
like it's the good bopping your head to it song.
I need to get into them more.
Oh, girl.
We
can give you, we can send you some recs.
Okay, for my song of the week, it's Roommates by Malcolm Todd. I think he's really starting to like pop off now since this one got popular on TikTok. So here it is. So that was a song. Y'all probably heard that part.
I don't think I've had that on my pop up on my For You page yet, but I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I might have to listen to that
That's like-
later.
The lead up to the chorus. So,
Oh.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So now into the topic of this episode, our fangirl eras. And we decided to have Kelsey on here as our guest because she's an OG fangirl.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. So I guess we're gonna start from like the beginning of our fangirl days. Oh, I should probably say that this is gonna be a two-parter episode, by the way. I probably should say that in the beginning. So this is gonna be like, this episode is gonna be more of like the beginnings of it, and then the next episode is gonna be like who we're obsessed with now.
So, who wants to start off? Tell us about their origin story.
I'll start.
Yay.
Okay, so I think the first one had to be One Direction. Like that's what jump started it for me. And I've never watched them on X Factor, but like I think it was like maybe they like guest starred on like a Nickelodeon segment or something, and I was like, ooh, they're kind of cute.
Mhm.
But then also like they went on tour with Big Time Rush, so I liked Big Time Rush, so I was like, ooh, they're British, so let's try them out. So that jump started it for me. Then it ended up with leading into like 5 Seconds of Summer, because then they took them on tour with them. So it's just kind of like a, what's it called?
The boy band trope.
Yeah, like the little
The
butterfly
segue.
effect.
Yeah.
Is that what you would call it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that led me into my Wattpad phase, which you can talk about later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So similar to Kelsey too, I would say it was One Direction for me too. I was definitely like, I would watch Big Time Rush and like keep up with them, but I wasn't whole on fangirling over them.
Mhm.
But like with One Direction, I remember I had like one of the Barbie doll things.
Oh, Lord.
The hairy one. I would watch, I forget the name of it, but there was like this like cartoon animated show thing like
Adventures of One
Yes!
Direction.
Oh,
on
Lord.
YouTube.
Yes.
Yep, and they had like the accents and everything. Yeah, I was watching those. I remember I would go over to my friend's house and we would watch them together. And then from like One Direction, I feel like after One Direction, I didn't have like a hardcore fangirl era over anyone, but like I did kind of like them follow like the same people, like the Five Sauce trend and everything, and then like but I was never like one of those fangirls that would like knew all of their birthdays, like their favorite color, like all their favorite things.
Girl,
I wasn't
I
that
was.
obsessed, but I was definitely keeping up with them.
Honestly, I can't remember my story. It's like, I feel like it all kind of happened at the same time. I feel like I was I liked One Direction. Like, I specifically remember, like, knowing about them through What Makes You Beautiful. But I was, like, such on the internet as a kid. So, like, I was obsessed with MagCon, and I definitely found them through Vine. And then I think kind of at the same time when I got into Vine, that's when I also got into Wattpad. And then I just like just found fan fiction through Wattpad, and then it just kind of like grew from there.
So I feel like there's a common theme
Yep.
that can segue to our next part.
Wattpad.
Oh gosh.
Oh, what do we say? I feel like so much like recently on the internet, everyone's been so open about being on Wattpad.
Yes, I feel like before it was like top secret. Like whenever
Yes.
you had it, like you know how you can organize your things like your iPhone and everything.
Yep.
You'd have it in a folder in like the
Hidden.
second
Yeah,
page
It
of
would
it.
be, it would be hidden.
You
Yes.
would never find it on the like home screen of your phone or anything.
Nope.
No, and it would only be something like you would do like when you're alone in your room, and it wasn't like
Yes.
anything like bad. I
Yeah.
mean, some of them did.
Well,
be
yeah,
crazy.
some of them.
Some of them was a little intense.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing as reading like any book, you know. But it was like so like top secret, and like
Yeah.
you wouldn't tell your friends like, oh yeah, I read this on Wattpad.
Yeah.
Dude.
When I got Wattpad, I remember I was in 6th grade on the way to gymnastics. And I remember my friend at the time, she was like reading, she was like telling me and my other friend, like, oh yeah, there's this app called Wattpad. And we just downloaded it, and then I just been obsessed since then. And yeah, it was only like them two that knew that I was on Wattpad. And I remember like sometimes my mom would be like, what are you looking at? And I just like, I'm just reading. And yeah, so it was very top secret.
Dude, I had an app before Wattpad, and it was like the same thing, but it was like called like Movella or something. I don't like.
Kelsey was an OG.
You're right, Kelsey was an OG.
Yeah, no, it was like 5th grade. A
Oh.
little young.
Yeah.
Questionable, but yeah, it was before Wattpad, and it was like the same thing. Like they had like all the fan fictions written,
Mm-hmm.
and like you could see like how many chapters there were and like how many people had read it at the time. But I started on that one, and then like once I noticed that like Wattpad started going up, I went to Wattpad instead, and that just like I still have Wattpad. I have never like deleted it from my phone.
You know, the OG Wattpad days were like there wasn't like the ads, and you didn't have to
Yeah.
pay.
There were no comments. There was
Yes.
no comments.
No, but I will say the comments. I love going through the comments. When I
Yes.
first got into like reading books, I was like, I wish I could like highlight this and then see what other people are like reacting to it.
I think that's why I like watching reading vlogs.
Yeah.
You can see people's reactions to the books as they read.
I just got so used to on Wattpad, you could just click and there'd be like thousands of people's like reactions to
Yes.
the crazy stuff that was happening in the book.
No, I literally hate how Wattpad has become now because of the ads. Because
Yes.
you literally can't like even enjoy a book anymore because you're interrupted. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, I have to sit through this for like 10 seconds.
Yep.
And like even if you want to go back and read like an older book, sometimes you have to like they're like blocked off and you have to like buy coins to unlock it. I'm like, what are we
Yes.
doing?
No, let me tell y'all something. After, I read that when it was free. I read it when she was still posting the chapters. Guys, and that movie is actually disappointing. It is so disappointing. Can't believe they would cast that man to play Harry. Like,
yeah, I
what?
know. They did
Okay.
Harry dirty.
Yeah, sure did.
No, but Wattpad really, I feel like Wattpad, and then at the same time, it was like all the boy bands were like trending.
Yeah.
So like together, it was perfect.
Yep. For me, all it was like One Direction and MadCon stuff. Is what I was reading on there. And then also like my bad boy books, of course.
Yes. The like street racer type.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think,
Yep.
you know, so during COVID, our friend group, we had a little non-official book club.
Yep.
And it was all on Wattpad. We would like, someone would read a book and be like, oh my gosh, everybody has to read this. And then everybody would be reading and like sending their live reaction.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then there was one book, the street racing book.
Yes.
Wait, was that Taming the Street Racer?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
know.
But it was like, was it the one where he was with the sibling, the younger?
Yes,
I
the
feel
younger
like
Like, he was
it,
sibling?
yeah.
like the soccer
And, like,
coach or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we mixing that up with a different story?
I
don't
feel
know.
like that was one.
Or-
There was
okay.
one I remember. I just remember the ending of it. It might be the street racer one. I don't
Mhm.
remember. But somebody like jumps off a cliff at the
Yeah,
end.
and we were so
Dude,
confused.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that the street racer one? I want to say it was.
I feel like I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
I
he
feel
had
like
some
I'm getting
problems,
mixed.
I think.
I
Yeah.
feel like honestly it might be one, but it could have like in our minds we separated it as two books, but it might have
Because it
been
was
the
so
same
weird.
book.
Yeah.
It was long. But
Yeah, it was.
It had our attention.
Mhm.
We would be scrolling.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the crazy part, you would like stay up so late, just scrolling, reading, and then you'd
Mhm.
wake up the next day and you'd be good to go to school.
Yep.
Yep.
I remember this one time in middle school. I think it was like the only time I did this because I was down bad low key the other day. But I stayed up to finish this book, and it was like I can't remember the name, but it was like this girl. I can't remember if her parents died or something because they always have to have like a traumatic past, of course. And then she moved in with like her parents' friends, and then she fell in love with one of the sons. And so I just like stayed up, and I don't even think was the book finished. I think it was like finished, but like she was like still low key updating it with like updates for like the second part or something. I can't remember. And so I stayed up, finished it. Then I was like, wow, this is so good. I'm about to read it all over again. And so that's exactly what I did. And I had a great time.
Living with the Walter Boys was a fanfic. I remember reading it. And then, like, she made it, like, she published it, and then they made the whole show on Netflix.
No, because I feel like all of the, like, current, like, movies and shows, not all of them, but a good majority of them originated on Wattpad.
You can so tell by how, like, the characters are, like, how they act and stuff. Like,
the things that they be doing and everything, I'm like... It gives Wattpad. Yeah.
Especially with My Life with the Walter Boys, like her whole family died, and then she moves to the ranch.
Dude,
like okay, girl.
And then like the two brothers. Yeah. I'm just saying, in real life, that would be such a rare occurrence because people actually like have a moral compass. Like,
no, literally,
nobody's gonna go after their siblings' like possible like partner.
Especially when they're mourning over here the loss of both, like their whole family. Yeah.
And then of course, like the uncle comes. It's like I want custody of her. It's like okay.
Just when everything's getting settled.
Right.
Kennedy mentioned one thing that I want to bring up about Wattpad. Whenever the authors wouldn't finish a book.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so annoying. I remember I would like go back on. And it'd be like sometimes like it'd be years go by and they never finish it. Yes. Or they go and they start writing a new book and they don't like continue with the book that they were doing. Like, what are you doing?
And like Wattpad authors always have like the most traumatic lives. Like they're in the hospital, their dog got ran over, they're in the mental hospital. I'm like, okay.
They got all these excuses to not upload a story.
Right. Excuses. Get to work.
That actually had me so weak. Like, they would come back, like, months later and be like, I'm so sorry, guys. I was just, like, I need to take a mental health break. I was, like, in a hospital, and I didn't have access to my phone. And we're just like, okay, girl, where's the next chapter?
And they would pop up with, like, a little update like that. And then after that, never upload anything. Well,
I guess that's where we're at right now. But, yeah. So, since we talked a lot about the culture, should we talk about, like, the best, like, fanfics we've read on there? I don't know if y'all have that.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Okay. Mine is, it's actually, like, one that I read recently, maybe, like, the past year, like, 2023. It's a Marvel one, okay? Hear me out, guys.
Oh, I'm listening.
It's actually, like, not solely, like, it's a Loki fanfiction, but, like, it's not solely based on that. It's, like, involving all the characters of the Marvel universe. So, like, I forgot her name. It was like, I don't know. I'll just call her the girl.
The girl.
So the girl, she like, she's a big like Marvel fan or whatever, and it's like in the real world, like our universe. So she's just like minding her business, and she walks by this alleyway. She's in New York, and it's like almost like giving like cult vibes or like doing some kind of ritual. And she's like, oh, what the heck? And then she walks up to them and like. Boom, she like weird stuff happens.
Yeah, she would.
And like suddenly she like wakes up and she's in like the Marvel universe. And so she knows like all the stuff that's happened in the movies. And so like when she gets there, nothing like Infinity War hasn't happened.
Oh, so like, she's like in the movies.
Yeah, so she has like this prior information. So she comes across Tom Holland, Peter Parker.
Yes.
She's like, hey Tom Holland, I can't believe you're here. Are you like filming? He's like, who? Like, this is Peter Parker. And like she says like all these like crazy things that only like Iron Man, stuff like that would know, like Civil War. Like nobody knows that happened except them. And he's like, what the heck? And so like obviously he tells Tony, hits Tony up, and like she's brought to like the little
the tower.
The tower. And so, like, she has all this prior information. She tells Tony, like, all this stuff about his past that nobody else knows. Kind of like saying, I know stuff that you don't. And so she just basically tries to, like, make, like, Infinity War not happen. And, like, she goes down, like, this whole quest with them. She, like, goes to, like, Asgard. And she goes to, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that. It's really good.
bro.
I'm
why-
like, I
why-
might have to watch. I mean, read
Yeah,
that.
Because why I kind of want this as a show, a movie.
Right, that would be
something.
good.
And it's just like it was so well written that it's not like a romantic, like it's like it has a hint of that, but it's just like
it's like the subplot of the
Yeah.
story.
it's like it was just so good. I was like,
I
oh.
might have to read that.
Yeah, Kelsey, send us the link.
Right,
in
send
our
us the
group chat.
link.
I would say it's one of, well, I don't remember like the exact story, but my overall favorite fanfic or like Wattpad books were always the Draco and Hermione
Mhm.
fanfics.
Mhm.
Something about them, I don't know. It was like the tortured like bad boy, but he's not really bad. He's good, but he's putting on a front. And then Hermione was always like, you know, with her like friends, and she has to like hate him, but like she kind of like sees and understands him. And then it something about those books were so good. There was like a couple I read on Wattpad. I probably, if I go on my phone, I could find them because I don't think I ever like deleted them or anything. But they were just so good. It was the perfect combination of everything that I needed in those books, and they were all. Sometimes I would be crying, bro, because Draco was going through it, and Hermione was the only one who could understand him, and I was like, yes. And then after I would read them, I would go on like Pinterest and stuff, and I would look like fan art and everything, and it would just perfection.
No, he actually made a comeback too over like
Yes.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Because people started making like the little like cosplay videos on TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah.
low-key
And it was,
kind of
like,
cringe.
Yeah. But like some of them they would like actually write like little like bits on
Yeah.
TikTok, and I'd be like, dang, hold on.
Yeah, and I remember people were trying to shift to Hogwarts, and I was
Yes. And I was like, shifting.
like, right, whatever helps you sleep at night, right? Yeah, for me, I have a couple, of course, because when do I not? So, but I'll go through them fast. So my first one is in 27 Days, and that was a book where basically this girl, she knew this boy was gonna kill himself, and so like she had a plan with the devil or something.
That was
Hold
one of our
on.
book club books, I feel like.
Hold on, wait. I feel like I read that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was one of
So
our book club
familiar.
ones.
And then she had like a certain amount of time to like make him like fall in love with her and like prevent him from doing that. And when I tell y'all I ate it up, like it's a published book now as well. I'm like, I'm tempted to like get it and read it again.
I did not know it was published.
Yeah, it's in my TBR on
That's
Goodreads.
so funny.
And then my second one is Touch and it's a Stalinsky fanfic. Yep, see, look, Liz
I
got
got
out
it
her
pulled
phone.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm screaming. My bad.
No, you're good. But yeah, so one thing about me is like I never really watched Teen Wolf, but I was obsessed with Dylan O'Brien, so like I of course read the Teen Wolf fan fiction. When I tell you Touch is the best one I've ever read, and I think there's like 2 books in it, but the first one, when I tell you, it was a work of art. Like just so good. And then my next one is kind of like a duology, and the first one, I told y'all I like my bad boy books, so it's called Bad Boy Isn't My Type, and the second one is The Bad Boy, The Sat Nav, and Me, because like in the second one they go like on a trip or something, and I feel like she gets kidnapped or something. I don't know. I haven't read it in a while, but it was so good. Like I've reread it multiple times when I was younger, and it just hit. And then when I was like going back and like trying to find these books, I like saw that she actually published it, and she said it's published as The Good Girl's Guide to Bad Boys. So I'm like, might have to look into that. I'm like, could you imagine I do a video like reading Wattpad books that were published? I feel like that would be fire. And then my next one is one that I can't remember the name of, can't find it for the life of me because I deleted it a long time ago. But if you are listening and you happen to know what it is, you should definitely tell me, because it is a 1D fanfic where they're at a boarding school, and this girl basically ends up like dating like the whole crew, but like Niall is like basically like, you know, the one. And see, I'm a Niall girly, so like of course I love the book, but I remember like Zayn was like the bad boy, Harry was just kind of like the sweet one. I don't remember if she ended up dating Louis, but I think he might have just been like a cute little friend. And yeah, it was just fire.
I just found one on my phone that this one was my number 1. It's called Femme Fatale, and it's basically this like mafia but like underground. So like the guy, he gets like overthrown or whatever, and he's trying to get his revenge on the family member who like overthrew him. but he requires the help of this girl who's like she's like the femme fatale or whatever.
Mhm.
She's super popular assassin and everything, and she's like helping him, and then like things evolve, and then but guess what? It didn't get finished, so
Oh.
yeah. I remember there was like huge plot twist at the end too. Oh, it was so good.
No.
Okay, so the title of the fanfic I was talking about is called A Twist of Marvel, and it's by General of Loki. It's got 2.56 million reads.
Dang.
That's how you know it's
right.
good.
That's how you know.
86 parts, y'all. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Y'all, it was the Waddies 2020 winner.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Waddies. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, so if I end up texting y'all later tonight that I started it, don't be surprised.
And I sent it in our group chat too, if you want to link it for the people on YouTube.
I will. I got y'all. I'm gonna just go quick because I feel like I've just been talking. So my next one is the Steve Harrington one because of course, Slow Ride. Yes, Slow Ride. Yep. Can't really remember the plot right now, but I just remember it was good. The girl's name is Ringo Willer.
I read
Yep.
that.
I think you recommended it to me.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was good. Obviously, she's related to the Willers. It was just really good. And then next one is like called Alexander, and there's another book too called Genius. And they're just really good reads. So yeah, those are all my recs.
I don't know. I have like there were like some really good like Harry Styles ones. Let me see.
I know Duplicity. I've heard about that one a lot.
Okay, so like Duplicity, there was like Stall, and there was like how do you say that word? Malignant,
You asking the wrong people.
Right.
Yeah, I think Malignant.
Yeah, okay, so Stall and like
Yeah.
Malignant and stuff, they got really popular on TikTok during like COVID, and they're like dark. They're like mature content type, but those weren't my favorite. I don't know. There was, oh my gosh, wait.
Wait, so how dark are we talking?
Dark like mentally kind of like he's not in a good mental state type. There's like some.
Is there character growth?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Oh gosh.
Wait, there was one. Oh, this is one where he was like a spy.
Oh.
Hold on. Okay, here it is. Oh my gosh, okay. The Styles Effect. Okay, y'all.
Oh god. The Styles Effect. Oh god.
Hear me out. So this is almost like kind of similar to like the plot of the Marvel one where like she knows of like fan fictions and stuff, but like she gets into that world.
Interesting.
Okay, I don't know how I find these, but it just happens. But so she reads like she's a fanfic reader, like she's a fangirl herself, and then somehow she ends up into like the stories that she's read. And so like she meets all these different Harrys from the different fanfics that she's read. Okay, I know it sounds like
the multiverse.
Yeah.
The Harry multiverse.
I know that sounds kind of like, but like the plot is actually so good. Like I enjoyed it. And
I'm so intrigued because like the different fanfics of Harry.
Yeah,
there's so
because they
many
definitely get
different
wild.
No, there's like, and then she made like the author. She made like a different one with just like one of the characters that was from this book. So she made like a what's it called? What is that called?
Like a spinoff?
Yeah, of that. And this one has 1.5 million.
Ooh.
But I would recommend. I don't know.
I just want to randomly point out COVID was a time to be alive for the Wattpad girlies.
It really was.
Because everybody was bored, and that's when I felt like the top secret Wattpad stuff, it like kind of went away, you know? Like people were open, and all the recommendations that were dropping.
Yeah, it was
I had so
good.
many TikToks saved.
Yes. Yeah. And then also Wattpad, there was something similar, or okay, actually it wasn't similar, but if you're a Wattpad girly, you were also an episode girly. Like,
I literally only downloaded episode for the Dolan twins, like their little segment they had in it, and I spent all my money.
Oh,
no, because
no.
I was around when episode had like its like OG brand when the characters, but they would kind of look, I don't know, they kind of look a little ugly at my
Yeah. They
and
weren't
then,
the cutest.
Yes, and then when like it like upgraded or whatever, and then the characters had like were looking different.
Yeah, and you could
styles.
customize more.
And then like the hairs and everything, like it had a lot more, growth to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, they still had to be stingy. And, the, like, episode branded stories where you had to, like, pay to make the good choice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that's what I spent all my money on.
No,
'cause I wasn't
literally.
about to fumble the Dolan twins.
No, literally that.
I would stay on the, like, not the original ones, the ones that, like, people would post. I was
Yeah.
too broke to be, and then I couldn't explain to my mom why I needed money.
Right? No, literally.
Dude, all of my iTunes money down the drain.
Literally. That's why I would ask for, like, iTunes gift cards for Christmas.
Exactly.
Be like, yep, I need this per episode. And it's so annoying because it's like, you either wear like a ugly outfit, punch the guy you like in the face,
Yes.
or pay 20 diamond.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's like,
Or
really?
you would, like, say something dumb to the guy that you like, and then he, like, leaves you.
Yes.
Bruh.
I'm like, really? I remember playing the Dylan Twins ones, and I did the Hayes Greer one, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Memory unlocked.
Yep. And then I remember there was like a Mean Girls one too that I did.
I remember the Mean Girls one. I didn't do it, but I remember
Yeah.
it. And then there was Lucy Hale was in some.
Oh yeah, she did do
Really?
one.
Mhm.
Oh,
Dang.
and
I
Demi
think so.
Lovato had one
Yes.
too. I played it. Oh, I didn't finish it. I think you were just like becoming like a famous person.
Yeah.
Is it like
Personally,
similar to Kim K's one? Where it's like you're like her assistant or something?
I think
and then
it
you
was
become,
something like
famous?
Probably.
Yeah, it was like she had like she was hosting something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's
Yeah.
like a party and you have to throw
All I know is all these famous people, they were feeding off of us.
They were.
innocent
They knew.
episode users. They knew what they were doing.
predators.
Mhm.
Where's Kendrick Lamar? He needs to call him out.
So now we're gonna talk about some of the groups that we were originally fangirling over. We kind of talked about them a little bit, but we're going into some more detail.
Like a deep dive.
Let's start with MadCon.
Yes, this is my time to shine. So
Kennedy automatically started smiling.
right, so MadCon, if you don't know what it stands for Meet and Greet Convention, which I didn't find out till like I feel like a couple months ago. But
I
it's
found that
whatever.
out, too.
Yeah. But it was like basically these boys from Vine, and they just kind of like all came together and just had a bunch of meet and greets, and I feel like they really started the whole like social media personalities, like I don't know what you would call it, like
The following a person,
Yeah.
following an influencer.
yeah,
type thing.
they're like kind of like the pioneers in that,
Mhm.
and like touring and all that. And the members, it was like the OGs, because I feel like it kind of went through like a rebranding
Oh,
later.
yeah.
But it was like Cameron Dallas, Hayes Greer, Nash Greer, Shawn Mendes, even though he tries
Mhm.
to act like he was never a part of it.
Taylor Kniff.
Yeah, Taylor Kniff, Carter something.
Matthew Espinosa.
Matthew Espinosa.
Was it Carter Reynolds?
Yeah, Carter Reynolds.
Mhm.
Did I already say Cameron Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Mahogany Lux. She was like the
Oh.
one girl.
Oh, she was giving me pick me
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
whole
I know.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was all pretty much.
Those are like the OG ones.
Yeah.
And then they slowly started doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was so good. Like, I was obsessed with their vines, their YouTube channels, and of course I read the fan fiction.
They were
Yeah.
like the OG, like,
Influencers.
Yeah.
Influencer F boys.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
they're the ones who, like, they walk to, like, the hype house and all that.
Yes, exactly that.
Did they really run? But anyway.
Yeah.
No, do you remember when there was like that whole controversy of like it was Cameron Dallas, it was Nash Greer and somebody else where they made that YouTube video of like turnoffs,
Oh,
like girl
yes.
turnoffs or something?
Yes.
Yeah, and it made so many people
Yes,
insecure.
And it was like hair on your arms. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, and it was crazy because like Nash Greer's girlfriend is like the complete opposite
his-
of what he said.
The woman he's married to now is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
She's like a naturalist type.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But we love growth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I remember Cameron Dallas, he had that show on Netflix.
Yes.
Yep.
And then like Taylor Kniff was in it a little bit.
Yep. And like they was talking about the per diem.
Yeah.
There was something about a per diem. They weren't getting paid.
They were like the first ones to like do the move to the West Coast to LA to
Yep.
like kick off your career and everything.
Mhm.
Them and O2L.
Oh my
O2L.
O2L. Honestly, I didn't watch them that much, but I definitely remember them like being there.
Dude, Keen and JC had me.
Yup.
Had me.
Yes. Love
They
them.
each had a day of the week. And I love the little like music videos they would make lip syncing to different
my
songs.
Oh my god.
Bro, that was a time on
Yes,
YouTube. Like
Yes.
the music video. Like, did y'all ever watch Bart Baker? He did like parodies. I don't
Wait,
know.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah. They were honestly kind of a little bit like I was a little too young to be watching that, but yeah. And then like the y'all know the two guys. It was like Rhonda, and Alex.
Oh wait, Alex Wasabi and what's his name?
Yeah,
Yes,
Alex
And
Wasabi.
they
I
have like
always
their
know.
alter egos.
Yeah.
I
what
always
you're
know him
talking
as
about.
Alex Wasabi.
Yeah, Alex Wasabi. Yeah.
Freak. They're like back together though. They're like back together now.
Did
They've like
not know that.
resolved their beef and stuff.
I didn't even know
And
they
they-
had beef.
Yeah, well, like when they broke up, like Roy, I think the other guy's name is Roy. He like basically like ditched Alex, like because like there was like some
Tea.
underlying jealousy that was happening, and like he basically texted him saying, "I quit," and he just.
Tea.
I know there's probably more to it, but that's the gist that I'm giving you.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they were like resolved it and they talked it out. And like I think they might have a podcast together or they were on a
Dang,
podcast.
right.
That's a lot of growth.
Right.
But now they're like friends again.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Our next little OG fangirl group, One Direction.
yes,
Yes. This is y'all's time to shine.
Okay, guys. Frat Boy, Harry, and Niall.
Oh my god.
That was the time. During what album was that? It was before Midnight Memories.
Yeah.
Was it like in between Take
think
Me
it
Home
was.
and Midnight
Mhm.
Memories?
It was
was
like
like-
Take Me Home was coming at what had come out, and
Yeah.
then before they released Midnight
Mhm.
Memories, I think.
It was, oh my gosh, because it was like when you could tell that they were kind of like growing up from their like young teenager
Mhm.
phase and kind of looking like
Looking their age
cuter.
and everything.
Mhm.
No, because the muscle tees, like the wife beaters,
Yes,
and then
the
the
backwards-
bandana,
yes,
yes,
and the backwards hats.
Mhm.
Oh,
And then the hair was growing out.
yes.
Yeah,
was just, like,
no.
They were just in their prime at that time.
That
It
was a time to be alive, and it still is because me and Kelsey, we still be sending each other TikToks about it.
Because how can you... Okay, guys. Their cover of Teenage Dirtbag. I'm so glad that they put that in the One Direction movie.
Yeah, no, their covers in general,
Mhm.
the covers are so good, and I will listen to them. I will like look up on YouTube and just listen.
There was no reason for the This Is Us One Direction movie to like make me feel that way.
Yeah.
Actually. It's like
It's-
the editing and the animation that they added, so good.
It sounded like we need to rewatch. I don't know what it's on, if it's streaming anywhere. I feel like I could find it on YouTube somewhere, but
Probably.
just One Direction in general, that whole group, yeah. And you know,
They were all cute in their own way.
yes, they were.
Like,
they all
Zayn was like the silent type, and that was kind of like
silent,
cute.
mysterious.
Yes.
Yep.
He was the bad boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad boy.
And then Louis was like the funny comedic relief, but his voice was like so good.
Yeah, no, that is the time.
Also, Niall aged like fine wine.
Oh my
And did.
gosh.
So
And
good.
did.
Like,
His like
hair
solo
now.
performance and everything now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love just listening to his voice, just in general. Like
And-
even him talking
Mhm. His style too.
when he be
Mhm.
playing the guitar. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
And,
And-
he's kind of adopted the little tank tops too, like
Yeah.
Harry.
They know what's working. They know the
Mhm.
arms need to be out and showing.
Exactly.
And I don't know if y'all are on this side of like social media, but like the reunion rumors are like very prominent now. I feel like they're more strong than ever before.
Yes.
Like this is the most we've had actual realistic hope for a
Because
reunion.
Zayn's actually like talking back about like how good the One Direction times were. And like I'm just saying like his therapist did a number on him. The growth and like stuff, he seems just so much happier now. And I'm so glad that he's able to talk about that time in like a better mindset.
Because
Mhm.
before, if he
Um,
didn't know, like he wouldn't talk about it like at all.
Yeah.
Like he would never mention it.
And like when he left, it was like so abrupt, and there was like when they announced it, it was like, oh guys, it'll be fine, like there's no beef. And then like there was ended up being like some beef between like Louis and Zayn, but now they just talk really like nice about each other, which heals me.
And then there's also I can't even tell anymore what's real and what is
Oh
fake.
God.
Me and Kelsey, we be texting each other and we're like, bro, where's the proof? There's all these rumors of them like they're together. They picked each other up at an airport. They were together at some
Yeah.
hotel. Like, bro,
Like apparently Louis and Liam had picked Harry up from the airport,
Yes.
and they
Aw.
stayed in the same hotel, but where's the proof?
literally,
Where's the
there's
proof?
no pictures. It just be like,
Mhm.
but then when you like click, like when you look it up on TikTok,
Yeah.
there's hella videos about it. It's not like one person making videos.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but then like in each video, there's nothing.
yeah.
It's just like random pictures
There's never a
that you
picture
can't
or
see.
anything. Yeah. And then next thing you know, you hear about Harry being in Italy or something.
Right.
Like, bruh.
I just got TikToks of him being somewhere. I forgot.
It was probably in Italy because he was
Oh.
just there, and he was like drinking a beer in the street or something.
Yeah. And he had like a t-shirt on and some pants.
Yeah.
He was living his best life.
But me and Kelsey, we still have hope. The hope is
Mhm.
real. We may be delusional, but I will die with hope of a reunion happening.
But if they did do like a reunion tour, I wouldn't mind going. I'd be like,
Dude, I would sell my soul, actually.
That would be so.
I would be so pissed if little kids tried to go.
Oh
Because they
my
were like
gosh,
Harry fans.
no.
Like solely just Harry or like
Mhm.
Niall or any of their.
And they didn't know any of the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I would be like, get out.
kick them.
Get out.
Kick 'em.
Exactly. If you're under, what? When did they like break up? It was like 2015.
Yeah.
How old?
Because the 10-year
Yeah.
anniversary, I feel like, happened or is happening.
I think if you're below 16,
Yeah.
probably if you're below 16, you're solely just like only know them as individuals. So you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out.
We hold up signs.
You're right.
Bro, they put an age limit on the ticket.
Honestly, they should.
They really should. But you know, that 1D thing group now can segue into our little 5 sauce group
Were you a
moments.
5 Sauce fan?
Not really. I know that one song that's like dun dun dun
Oh,
dun
the
dun, dun.
underwear?
Yeah, the underwear one.
She was so perfect.
Yeah.
Bro, that music video,
It's
I was
so
weird.
weird. I like, they kind of like helped me move on from One Direction, honestly.
Mhm.
Because I had them Billy back on. I was like, okay, because like their music was catchy too.
It was Amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, why did they actually have me crying?
Yes.
I
Oh,
was just looking out my
God.
car window in like the back seat crying.
They knew it, the lyrics and then just their voices too, and they
Mhm.
have a little accent.
Yeah, the Australian accent.
It helped with the healing
Yeah.
process.
and it also helped that they were friends. Like they
Mhm. They like became.
Yeah.
They were friends when they made their band.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was more
And-
hope of them not breaking up.
Yeah, and you can just kind of like tell that like they're so understanding because now they're like on a break, I think, because they're doing different things.
Mhm.
Like Luke is like releasing his own music, Ashton is releasing his own music, but they're not like broken up as a band.
Yeah.
Like they're just like accepting of like everybody doing different things.
Mhm.
Which like if people like, I know like Harry like sang some like solo songs when they were still in One Direction, and everybody was like, okay, he's gonna be the first one to leave the band and go solo.
Mm-hmm.
So like at that time, people were like pitting each other.
Against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. But and you know, 5 Sauce, they were that healing that we needed
Mm-hmm.
when we were down bad and struggling from
Yeah.
the breakup.
Because they were funny too.
Yes, their interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I like looking at their little interview moments. Mm-hmm. Basically, that was a time for the boy bands. Yeah, the boy groups.
Yeah, we didn't mess with the Wanted or
Or there was like another one that came
the
out like
vamps.
the Vamps and like
Please.
Pretty Much or something.
I remember when
I remember this guy named Daniel CV.
I remember on Disney Channel.
Bro, that was Why Don't We?
Oh, Why
Daniel
Don't
Stevie
We?
is Why Don't
Yes,
We?
Why Don't We? I
Do
remember
you
seeing a lot
guys
about
remember
them.
on Disney Channel there'd be like little like part of the ads would be like the vamps
Yes.
like singing a song or
Yes.
something.
Yeah, they were on an episode of Jessie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
They
just got a TikTok about that.
They were trying to make them the new One Direction.
Yeah. I feel like after like One Direction and all the boy band just kind of like fell
Mhm.
off.
Dude, the One Direction episode with iCarly.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Iconic.
It was so good because Harry was literally sick in bed.
Yep. I feel
Yeah.
like that was one of my first, like, not my first introductions to One Direction, but like one
When
of
you
the
really
earliest
saw
ones.
them.
Yeah, when I really saw
It was so
them.
funny. It's like, is that a butter song?
A butter soak.
The accent.
Y'all, if y'all don't know, I am fluent in British accent. So, just to let you know.
You should
Yeah.
introduce our next little group in your British accent, Kennedy.
Ooh. Well, I did say that, but I might be a little rusty. So, hold on. I feel like I need to, like, get into it by saying something random. Do you want a cup of water? So, our next group is Big Time Rush. Iconic.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, I feel like the Big Time Rush show. That's how I like knew
Yeah,
them.
I
Yeah.
agree. Something about like seeing them in a show was just because I knew like I could watch that every week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I feel like that did confuse me. Like I was confused on like what's real and what's fake.
Me with Hannah Montana, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she went on tour, I was
Yes.
I'm like, are these clips real or like is it like fake
is
for the
it-
show?
like, was her life actually like in that house? Like,
Yeah.
was Jackson actually her brother?
Was
Yeah.
she actually having a double life over
Right.
here?
I'm like, is her mom actually dead or not?
Right.
I feel like I confused myself with Hannah Montana so much that I don't even know like what was true and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I for real thought in my mind the mom on the show was her actual mom in real life because Billy
Same.
Ray was her dad.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, why not just hire both parents? That'd be so easy. But-
Exactly. So yeah, Big Time Rush definitely left us all confused.
I feel like with Big Time Rush, the what's his name? Oh my gosh.
James.
No.
Kendall.
Kendall and what's her name?
Joe.
Sophie?
Joe.
And the
She said
airport.
Sophie. Yeah, like girl, what?
You know Joe and Sophie, like Joe Jonas? I feel like I'm just making
Oh.
Oh.
But anyways, I was talking about Kendall and Joe.
Mhm.
Love them.
But
So
the airport.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot what song he
Worldwide.
did. Worldwide.
Girl
Yes.
Trust.
And they had the white outfits
Yes.
on. Yes.
And then he would like run into the airport to catch her before she leaves. Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
How could you forget the goodbye kiss?
Oh my god.
So good. And then Logan was with that actor girl.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Camille. It was Camille.
Camille. Yes.
Why do I
Imagine it's
remember
wrong.
these names?
See, you got a good memory.
No, and then like in real life, the girl who played Joe came to one of their concerts.
Yes,
and she had
I've
the
seen
sign.
clips of that.
That's
Yes,
cute,
and she went
bro.
up on stage and they sang to her.
Yes.
I'm glad that Big Time Rush had like a resurgence because I know everyone was like on like One Direction, like coming in, kind of did them dirty, like on their momentum. But I'm glad they're having a resurgence. I would be down to go to a concert, but
And like now they're like shirtless and stuff. At
Yeah.
the concerts, and I'm like, ugh.
I'm like, what are we doing?
And
Especially
like
just 'cause,
Kendall
like-
shaved his head.
Yeah.
Especially since you know that they're like I don't see them as young little.
Yeah.
Big
Carlos
Time
is a full
Rush.
dad, dude.
Yeah.
Why aren't you watching your kids?
controversial.
No,
too.
yeah, he a
Why-
little controversial now. I don't know if we could talk about him. No.
So now we can our little last topic for the episode.
Mhm.
And it's a perfect segue for part 2.
Oh yeah, it really is.
So we're gonna be talking about some of the Wattpad books being turned into movies.
Yeah, which have been unfortunately a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like name some off the top of my head. So obviously you got like After,
Yep.
that new movie with Anne Hathaway.
Oh, the idea of you.
Yeah, the-
yes. Life with the Walter Boys apparently.
Yep.
Bro, there's like there's some of the Spanish ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of like
Yes.
the Spanish ones, like Through My Window. Yes.
Yep. And then there's one, I don't know what the English name is, but it's Culpa Mia. It's on Prime.
Yeah, I've heard about that
Yeah.
one. There's another one that I'm like blanking on that I know was a Wattpad book.
I feel like just all the new like releases that are like popular kind of.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
now like some like actual like regular movies or shows are trying to kind of copy that like how they act and like stuff, and it's just
Mhm.
kind of you can tell that they're trying, but it's just not working because they know it's popular,
Yeah.
and it's just not good.
And it's cringy when they try to say, oh, it's not based off of like Harry Styles or something.
yeah, but it literally
No.
No. Especially with the idea of
the
you.
idea of you.
I'm like, okay.
Literally look at
The
the Graham Norton show.
Yes.
What the heck?
No, they performed me at Coachella. I was like, come on
Mm-mm.
now. Like, come on.
Yes.
No, because that one scene at the show where he's literally wearing the exact same
The-
outfit,
the black-
everything.
Yep.
The hair,
The ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
the
'cause, like,
tattoos on the arms and everything.
And even his accent is different. Like, the actual actor is like, English or something as well, but
Mhm.
like, he sounds different.
Yeah, no, because the producer, director, she literally said, like, yeah, this character is based off Harry. So he literally, bar for bar, word for word,
literally.
watched the Graham Norton interview, the performance, everything to get that right. There's just no way.
Yeah, I know. It's actually crazy. Harry should be
Yeah.
should be suing.
Yeah, I know there's been like stuff about after like when the first movie came out, I think Anna Todd like sent him an invite to the premiere. And I was like, oh girl, I got secondhand embarrassment. That's so cringe.
Because the way that he acted in that whole franchise was
Yeah,
just embarrassing.
So toxic.
And also the actor that they got to play him.
Yeah, he wasn't the cutest.
They did Harry dirty.
Yeah, they sure did. And yeah, a lot of it was cringy. Like, I watched like the first 3 movies, but I haven't watched any of the most recent
I wasn't
ones.
able to watch the first one. After that, I was like, heck no.
It's just like, trashy movies,
Yeah, it's like, I don't even.
I think the last one I watched, like, she got
Low
hit by a
budget.
car.
That's the best word.
Low budget.
Low budget.
But I'm like, good for the actors because it got them like some recognition. But I'm like,
Was it good recognition?
right? Was it good though?
Right, because old girl is Catherine Langford's sister, who
But
was in
apparently-
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, but apparently the guy like beef or something.
I saw that and I was just like, interesting. Maybe like the media is putting them against each other because they're
Yeah.
siblings, or like they actually just like want to be known for their own thing.
Yeah,
Or just like sometimes siblings are not close,
that's also true.
but like that's what you get for being siblings in the media.
No, literally,
saying.
like you brought this onto yourself, obviously. But yeah, I feel like out of all like the adaptations, though, the Idea of You has low key been kind of like the best one so far, I would say. I think it's because of Anne Hathaway, but it still wasn't my favorite.
I couldn't take her seriously.
No,
I
couldn't.
I couldn't see. I feel like just knowing like it's Anne Hathaway, like she's like this top like
Mhm.
artist and every
She was
like
like Princess
actress.
Diaries.
Yes,
Exactly.
I just couldn't. And then I feel like for me, it was the age gap. Something about that age, I just couldn't take it. I couldn't do
And then
it.
the ending, where's like the time jump, and they still ended up together. I was like, what the frick was the point?
No,
What the actual
literally.
frick? Because the daughter is just grown up now.
I feel like
Yeah.
it adapted to the. I mean, I didn't read the Wattpad, so I guess it adapted like accurately from what I've seen. But I
Mhm.
just couldn't take the storyline seriously. I just couldn't do it.
That was so lame. He said, I'm going on a break. I'm gonna go settle down in LA. What's LA? Like, what's in LA for you? You know what's in LA.
Spill the tea.
I feel like for me, my favorite adaptations have been the Spanish movies. I haven't read any of like whatever they were based on,
Mhm.
but I have rewatched them a couple times.
Yeah,
Ain't
through
even
my
lying.
window, I started it, couldn't finish it. I did not like it. So, we have different opinions here today. But yeah, I don't know. I just found it. Yeah.
Basically, our conclusions are they shouldn't be turning these Wattpad things into
No.
movies or TV shows. They're just. I feel like they think that, we still like our Wattpad books and like
Mhm.
that will sell, but they're just not doing it right.
Right.
They're making it really cringy.
Right. And it looks bad on the Wattpad readers.
It does.
They're like, what trash are you guys reading?
Exactly. And I'm
Not
like, it just
this.
wasn't like that in the book.
Right.
Guys.
And mind you, we're like all like grown up now. So like what we liked when we were like 12 is different from being 20, 21.
And with that, that is the end of our part 1 of our fangirl eras with our little guest.
Our honorary third host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelsey. If y'all didn't know, Kelsey's the one that we were like gaslighting too.
Oh yeah.
We should've
mentioned
Oh yeah.
that
We,
earlier.
yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, this podcast, like, we kept it. Well, okay, so we thought we were keeping it a secret, but then when we announced it, our other friend Abby was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it," but she didn't say anything. So
But Kelsey's the one that was like texting us and we was like gaslighting
we
her.
was like, "I just followed it because Liz was following it."
But we've come a long way because Kelsey's now our little guest on the episode today.
Yep, the first guest. This is history in the making.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 And we'll see you guys for part 2 of our fangirl eras because we are not done. We have a lot more to talk about. We'll see you guys at our bonus episode on Friday. Bye.
Bye.